And welcome back to another week here at Lawsons. So this is the last week of the month. So the last week of the month, traditionally we've held back the better antiques for Peter's Antique Sale. Obviously Meg's Jewellery Sale falls in the last week of the month as well. And we have a fine decorative art sale, I should say, and a fine art sale. So plenty going on and a couple of online sales that I'll mention later on as well. But straight in, we've got a lot to cover this week. So how about you, Meg?
Oh, okay, lovely. First up, I have this fantastic watch. We actually have a lot of really lovely vintage watches in this sale. This one here is a Patek Philippe. It's a Calatrava watch, and it's probably from the mid to late 60s, I'd say. It's in really lovely condition. The owners kept it really well, and it actually has an original Patek Philippe band on it, possibly later than the watch itself. All lovely with a clasp and signed. Really lovely vintage watch. They're really popular at the moment. Probably looking at $3,000 to $5,000 on a watch like this. Lovely piece.
Unisex?
Well, it was a gents, but they kind of wear them a little bit larger today, so it could be either, yeah.
No, it's a good thing. Thank you. And what about you?
Today I'm going to start off with something straight out of the general sale, because we'd hate to forget the general sale you'll be plugging away with all week, and it is a Victorian cast iron fire grate. Good little thing, made in the Georgian manner. I love its big, really big, heavy paw feet. It's got some, they're a bit more, I don't know what's the word, a bit more masculine than spires. I'd call it maybe corbels on top. It's big, heavy basket, good, rigid, functional. I like it. Maybe 100, 150. But it's a good little thing.
Yeah, very decorative.
Yeah.
Use it outdoors as well, eh?
Outdoors, indoors, you can use it wherever you like.
And over to you, Peter. What have you brought to show and tell this week?
Okay, so the first object is from the furniture section. Most of the furniture that we handle tends to be, unfortunately, have an anonymous history. But this piece actually is by a well-known cabinet maker, by Gillows of Lancaster. So it's always very nice when you can attribute a cabinet maker. And also, because of its distinctive style, I think I can also attribute it to a designer. So there is a very similar piece that's illustrated at the Art Institute of Chicago. The designer's name is Bruce James Talbot. He's a Scottish lad who started learning wood carving, and then later also was apprenticed as an architect. And so he is best known for the furniture that he designed for various cabinet makers, including Gillows. And this is a lovely Gothic revival, sort of crossover aesthetic piece. You open it up, you've got these lovely little collector style drawers inside, beautiful craftsmanship. And the thing is, when I first saw the photo of it, I gave it too low an estimate, and the second you have it here and you see the quality and you've got the name and you can start tracing the history, it starts looking very differently. So I've put an estimate, revised the estimate to about 1,500, 2,000.
Okay.
I think it's got a lot more than that in it, Pete.
I hope so.
It's such a well-made piece.
One of the better cabinets you've had for a long time.
Yes, it's very
Definitely.
nice.
In amongst that sale also is a lovely late Georgian table. Peter and I are slightly disagreeing on the age. Peter thinks it might be an early Victorian reproduction, but I think it's probably late Georgian. But anyway, it's a lovely thing. It's a D-end table with a nice tapered legs. And the beautiful thing about this table is when it's fully extended with two leaves, it's probably around about 2.8 metres, but which would seat 8 comfortably, and plus another 2. But when you don't have it fully extended, you take 2 leaves out and you've got 2 D ends you can push against the wall, and a centre table with a gate leg that can be just a tea table or a sofa table. So for the modern unit dweller or what have you, it's fantastic. It just takes on a different form altogether. A transforming table. I'm giving it 2 to 3, 2 to 2.5. I like it. Meg, what else have you got?
Okay, so the next item I have is a beautiful strand of South Sea pearls. They're a light champagne colour, beautiful size. They're ranging from about 12 mil to 13 mil here at the front, so slightly graduated, but beautiful lustre on them. They come from Northern Australia, and they're grown in the waters up there, probably cultured in the water for maybe 3 to 4 years, something like that. They've got a nice little ball clasp on them, and they just have the most lovely soft silken lustre on them, so very nice.
They're not only a good size, they're a good shape, aren't they? They're nice and round.
And they feel beautiful on. There's a weight, and they just feel really sensual and lovely on. So Probably looking at about 5,000 to 6,000 on those ones.
Okay, my next one, I've escaped the general furniture and I've snuck into the Decorative Arts department. I'm not usually allowed in there, but I've found this beautiful early theodolite. So it's a great little case. It's got all its fitted interior. It's got a spare lens there. It's got a lovely early brass plumb bob. Look at that. That's just a beautiful thing in itself. But the most interesting thing about this, the instrument maker is Tornaghi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Angelo Tornaghi came out to, he was an Italian fellow out of Milan, came out to Australia in about 1850, but was later recognised as one of Australia's foremost instrument makers and could foot it with the European instrument makers. Fantastic looking unit, very little damage. I mean, there's some slight water damage there and some slight markings, but as a piece, it's absolutely fantastic. You won't find another one. Luke had a look at it. Luke reckons 15 to 2. I think I'll get that every day.
Right, so my last object then, again, in the furniture section, I do have a large collection of nice early carpets, and it's a Nain carpet, which are very well known from central Persia, from the Highland Plateau, desert country. And so they do these lovely cream-coloured carpets that they've been producing since about the Second World War, often with this nice, lovely blue draftsmanship of arabesques and medallions. And often they'll also do a little bit of silk inlay, just to give them a few highlights. And so it's a beautiful example. They're always very popular. And with that one, I would say probably estimate-wise, maybe 1,000, 1,500.
Now I've gone to the art department. I'm going with a John Olsen. Now it's a print, but it's a very low-run print. Now you're probably all aware when you pick up the Sydney Morning Herald on the weekend that John Olsen does all these print runs. You can buy a John Olsen print through the paper, and he does sign them and numbers them, etc. So there's a plethora of them that have hit the market. But this is an original one from 1986, I think is the correct date. It's called Frog Hanging. We've only got 2.5 to 3.5 on this. We should be able to get that easily. Particularly important at the moment as well because the AG NSW here in Sydney has got a show on for John Olsen titled The U-Butte Country. Keep an eye on that. It'd be a worthwhile investment, that one, as well as a lovely decorative piece. Look, moving forward online, we've got a couple of things coming your way, including the Natural History Sale. There's some great items there. Simon Hill's put that together. Taxidermy, rocks, minerals, etc., all there for you. We have the carpet sale, Persian carpet sale, so have a look at that. There'll be some bargains there, I'm sure. Now, the motoring sale that we mentioned last week is up online. That finishes Thursday night, this Thursday, the 30th of March. And also, we've got the Lee Ho private collection down at Rod Point, which is in the inner west of Sydney. And that's it for another week here at Lawsons. Enjoy the catalogues and might see you down in the rooms. Otherwise, have fun bidding online.